श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे विपुरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभः निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्ये सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं गविद्वयं भूफलसारभक्षितं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादमङ्गजम्। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेद्विघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुगतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मणदे वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Previously, we were looking at how Sita suffered. So, it's responding to Yudhishthira's question, Markandeya was explaining how Sita went through a lot of difficulties in the past, and he was explaining that we learned that Rama, with Sugriva and his army, crossed the ocean to Lanka. Nala built a bridge called Nala Bridge, and then they crossed over, and then they had started the battle with Rakshasa army, Ravana's army. So they they managed to kill Prahasta, Dhumraksha, and so on. And then Kumbhakarna came along. Kumbhakarna was also killed by, here in Mahabharata it says Lakshmana, but he was killed by Rama. So hearing that Kumbhakarna is killed, the Rakshasas started running everywhere. They became scared. After Kumbhakarna got killed, they started running everywhere. And looking at that, suddenly his brother, Dushana, comes there, and with his brothers Vajravega and Pramati. So they come there and they start the attack again on Lakshmana. So Lakshmana was facing three people now. So Dushana, Vajravega, and Pramati. So all three are coming there, and they were releasing arrows from all direction towards Lakshmana. But Lakshmana single-handedly was stopping them and facing all three of them at the same time and cutting their arrows and then fighting with them. At that time, looking at that, Hanuman comes there with a huge mountain, huge rock comes with there, and he hits that to Vajravega and takes the life of Vajravega. Similarly, Nala comes there with a huge rock and he hits his younger brother Dushana, younger brother of Dushana, Pramatin, and then Pramatin also killed like that. So like that, Lakshmana, Hanuman, Nala, they killed these Dushana's brothers Vajravega and Pramatin. So they all killed. Then Rakshasas lost their faith and they started running everywhere. Monkeys became very happy and they started chasing these Rakshasas. And learning that Kumbhakarna has been killed, and along with already Prahasta, Dhumraksha, they already got killed as well. Ravana asks his son Indrajita he tells him that this battle of Rama, Sugriva, Lakshmana are he's very fierce. You go and kill them. You are previously defeated Indra, and you have all the devatas and everybody is scared of you. You can kill them. Go and face them and kill them. So there is no this war has to end from your hand. So he tells Indrajita that he has to kill him. So Indrajita, his original name was Meghanada, because when he was born, his roar was so loud that he was like a thunder. So that's why he's called Meghanada. Megha is like cloud. He's making sound like clouds. So he's Meghanada. Then as Ravana went around defeating everybody, he attacked Devatas, and there he had a battle with Indra. And at that time, this Meghanada went and captured Indra. So he made Indra a prisoner at that time. So that's why he became known as Indrajita, the one who victorious over Indra. So this Indrajita agrees with Ravana and with fully preparing for himself in battle, he comes loudly announcing his name and challenges Lakshmana for the battle. Lakshmana also once challenged, rush towards Indrajita and starts striking him with lot of arrows and uh, lance and things like that. So he starts striking. So those two fight very fierce battle. Uh, Looking at that, Ravana also comes there, and Ravana also fights at the same time with Rama. Indrajita starts fighting with Lakshmana in various forms with various type of weapons, celestial weapons and everything. Lakshmana counters all of them, and their rain of showers come, javelins and arrows and things like that, that Indrajita pours on Lakshmana, but everything Lakshmana faces and cuts him up. And at that time, Angada comes there with a huge tree, and he comes and strikes that tree to Indrajita's head. But nothing happens to Indrajita. He stands there. Instead, he takes a lance and aims that at Angada. Seeing that lance coming towards Angada, Lakshmana immediately goes in between and cuts that lance across with an arrow. So, like this, then he takes a Indrajita takes a mace and then he strikes Angada. And then with that, Angada just wobbles a little bit. Angada becomes very angry. He takes a huge tree and then hits that to Angada, Indrajita's chariot, horses, and charioteer. He kills them. So once they're killed, Indrajita immediately jumps out of that chariot and then he goes and he disappears from this. So he starts his illusion. Indrajita is very uh, he could create a lot of illusions and he could disappear and he could appear wherever he wants and whichever form he wants and things like that. He had that boon from Brahma. So he starts illusion and from hiding from somewhere, disappearing and then hiding, he starts releasing arrows towards Rama and Lakshmana. So from all the directions he goes and from behind and every direction he starts releasing arrows. Rama and Lakshmana bravely face Indrajita, whatever they throw at him. But at some point, Indrajita he releases a large number of arrows, and with that, Rama and Lakshmana both were pierced and they fell on the ground. Seeing that they are falling on the ground, Indrajita immediately releases a huge set of arrows, and with that, he ties Rama and Lakshmana, and Rama and Lakshmana become unconscious. Seeing both of them falling on the ground, all the monkey warriors, everybody, Sugriva, Hanuman, Nala, Neela, everybody, Angada, everybody became worried, and there comes Vibhishana, and after he was fighting in another part of the battlefield, he comes there and looking at them, he releases Rama and Lakshmana using a weapon called Prajna. So, but in again Ramayana, it explains that Indrajita Indrajita bound Rama and Lakshmana through snake weapon. So, a lot of snakes and tied Rama and Lakshmana, poisonous snakes. At that time, Garuda comes there, and once Garuda comes, all those snakes run away. So, Ramana explains like that. Here in Mahabharata, it explains that Vibhishana using Prajna weapon released or brought consciousness back to Rama and Lakshmana. So then immediately Sugriva removes all the arrows from Rama and Lakshmana's bodies. They applied a medicine called Vishalya. Again, this is something Hanuman brought from Himalaya mountains, Gandhamadana mountains, and they apply that with the mantras. And with that, all the injuries they had disappear. At that time, Vibhishana tells Rama and Lakshmana, Rama, that uh, a Guhyaka king came here from Shweta mountains. He brought this water given by Kubera. If you apply this water on your eyes, anything that's invisible becomes visible to you. So, having said that, Rama, Lakshmana, all the monkey warriors, Sugriva, Suchena, Mainda, Duvida, Angada, Hanuman, Neela, all Nala, everybody, they all apply their eyes that water. From that point, they could see all the Rakshasas who were creating illusion. They could see every one of them who were becoming invisible. They could see that. So they apply that, and then all the Rakshasas started becoming visible. Meanwhile, Indrajita, thinking that he killed Rama and Lakshmana, he went back to his palace and he was welcomed by Ravana very happily. But once he was there, he starts hearing again monkey army uh, in very loud voice. So they realizes that Rama and Lakshmana come back. Indrajita again, in anger, starts to prepare for another battle with Lakshmana. So Lakshmana and Vibhishana go and face Indrajita when he was preparing for a sacrifice again. Um, Lakshmana had a boon that if he goes to any battle after performing his sacrifice in a place called Nikumbila, there if he prepares that, completes that sacrifice and goes, he will be victorious. Nobody can defeat him. So here, preparing for that battle, Indrajita was doing that sacrifice. At that time, Lakshmana, with Vibhishana's help, goes to that place, Nikumbila, and there stops him from completing that sacrifice and challenges him. Indrajita stops that sacrifice halfway and comes and then fights with him. There is a huge battle takes place. It's like between Indra and Prahlada previously. Huge battle takes place between them. Both of them were pierced in various arrows and fight with great energy. Finally, Lakshmana takes 3 arrows and shoots that with full energy, and those arrows go and strike Indrajita's bows and they hurt him. And then Lakshmana takes another arrow, and that arrow again with very sharp-edged arrow that goes and cuts off Indrajita's nose and earrings and things like that. That head, it cuts off his head. So with that, Indrajita's trunk falls on the body, falls on the ground, and like that, Indrajita is killed. So seeing his son killed, Ravana becomes very, very angry, and also he was overpowered with a lot of grief, and he was very sad already of seeing Kumbhakarna, his brother, got killed, and then now his favorite son Indrajita got killed. So he became very sad, and then he realizes that all this is happening because of Sita. He becomes very angry. He takes his sword and says that I'm going to kill Sita. All this is happening because of her. I'm going to kill her. So he goes to Ashoka uh, woods where Sita was there. There he goes and about to kill. At that time, Avindhya, who is Ravana's advisor, counselor, he stops him, saying that killing a woman is not something that's going to give you any merit, and it's not something you should be doing. You first thing you should do is go and kill Rama. If you kill Rama, then this lady is killed anyway. Either she is going to become your wife or she will die on her own, hearing that Rama has been killed. So don't kill this lady because killing a woman is a sin. Don't do that, those kind of things. And you're not you don't want to have your reputation damaged because by killing a woman. So go and fight Rama. So hearing this, Ravana leaves Sita there and he goes on a chariot and starts preparing for battle with Rama's army. He comes with fully prepared for the war, and large amount of Rakshasas come along with him, fight the monkeys, and all the monkeys, everybody, Mainda, Nila, Nala, Angada, Hanuman, Jambavan, and all the bears and monkeys, every one of them start fighting with Ravana with tree trunks, rocks, and mountains, and all these things. They start fighting. Ravana faces all of them, and with the power of illusion, he starts deceiving them. But all the monkeys again give a good fight with them. So then Ravana faces Rama and Lakshmana. So he also asks, with this power of illusion, he creates people just like Rama and Lakshmana, many of them, and then those Rakshasas starts going and killing Rama's army. So Rama tells Lakshmana that you go and kill all the Lakshmanas, I will go and kill all the other Ramas. So like that, they kill all of them. So all of them killed, and while that was happening, Matali comes there. Matali is Indra's charioteer. So he comes there and he tells that this chariot, because you are fighting on the ground, standing on the ground while Ravana is on a chariot. Indra has sent this chariot to you, and come on this chariot, and then I will take you whichever the direction you need to go to face Ravana, and with that you can fight him. So Rama first initially little bit suspicious whether this is another illusion of Rakshasas, but then Vibhishana says that this is no illusion. This is in fact is Matali. So with that, Rama worships Matali and then worships that chariot and then rides on that. So he goes on that chariot and faces Ravana with 10 heads. He faces him. Huge battle takes place between Rama and Ravana. And like that, they fight for with various things, javelins, arrows, maces, battle axes, and various weapons they fight. They fight with a lot of celestial weapons. With all that, one after another, they fight and face each other. Finally, Rama takes Brahmastra. He takes an excellent arrow and invokes Brahmastra in that. So with that Brahmastra mantra, he invokes, and then that arrow converts itself into Brahma weapon. Seeing that, all the Devatas, Gandharvas, everybody, Indra, and everybody became very pleased. And Rama releases that arrow towards Ravana. That arrow going and hitting Ravana, it burns him into, including his chariot and everything, into uh, ashes, and it converts everything into invisible things. So it converts nothing left there. So it completely destroys Ravana, his chariot, and everything. So here again in Mahabharata, it says that this Brahmastra destroyed everything, and there is nothing left after that. Ravana and his complete body, everything is completely burned down, and nothing was left. Even ash was not there. But in Ramayana, it says that it cut his head, and so Ravana died with that. And once he died, there is further chapters of Vibhishana, Ravana's wife, and everybody crying and then doing funeral and things like that. So there are slight differences, but Brahmastra, killing by Brahmastra is something that's common both in Ramayana and Mahabharata, how it's explained in Mahabharata. So once Ravana is killed, all the Rakshasas, everybody, all the Rakshasas run away, and then Rama, Lakshmana, all the monkey army, bears, and everybody who were supporting Rama, Lakshmana in this battle, in this war, all of them were very exceedingly happy. They all jump, and then all the rishis, everybody worship Rama at that time, and they bless him. Gandharvas, Devatas, everybody, they all bless Rama at that time. And then Rama also, after all that happened. So Rama then gives Vibhishana the control of Lanka, and then with counselors of Avindhya, so Vibhishana brings Sita. So he brings Sita in a chariot. So, and then Vibhishana tells that accept Janaka's daughter, she is here, accept her. And seeing her coming there, Rama tells Sita that I have done what I was supposed to do. I did not want you to suffer your entire life in Ravana's Rakshasa's hands, and that's why I have come here and killed Ravana and his army, entire army. I have released you now, so you can go wherever you want to go. I have nothing to do with you. So you can, because you were living in another person's house, so it is not right for me to have you back. So you go wherever you want to go, whether you are chaste or unchaste, whether you're of good conduct or not. I can't have you back. So go wherever you want to go. So he says that, hearing this, so Sita becomes very sad, and she started crying. She immediately starts crying. But hearing this, at that time, Brahma and all the other devatas come there. So Indra, Agni, Vayu, Yama, Varuna, all the yakshas, rishis, even Dasharatha in his chariot from heaven. He comes there. They come there, and one of them, when they assemble there at that time, Sita tells Rama that I have nothing to, no fault of my own. Ravana took me by force, and I have done nothing. Even I did not even look at him, so I did not do anything with him. Nothing happened. So nothing. I was of good conduct. And she says that Vayu moves everywhere, and similarly Agni is Sakshi. He is the witness of everything. If all these elements, Agni, earth, water, space, and Vayu, all these are five elements. If all they have seen, if I've done anything wrong, then forsake me. So if that happens, give take my life away. Let me face the death. So she says that when she says that, immediately Vayu says that Vayu uh, tells Rama that she has done in this Ravana's place, but she is not guilty of any misconduct. Similarly, Varuna says that she is of good conduct, accept her, and she has not done anything wrong. Then Brahma also says that even you have killed devatas, even you killed the Rakshasas who were troubling the devatas, Gandharvas, Naga, Yaksha, everybody. You have killed all of them who are not going to be killed by anybody else, such a Rakshasas you have killed. And this Sita, all this time, even though abducted by Ravana, she remained of good conduct, and she was protected by Nalakubera's curse, and that's why Ravana did not do anything to her without did not approach her unwillingly. So Brahma explains and tells him that accept her as your wife. So this is whatever you have achieved is indeed great. So accept her as your wife. Then Dasharatha also finally says that I am very pleased with what you have done, and take Sita as your wife and go back to Ayodhya and rule your kingdom. So hearing this, Rama, hearing his father speak, he worships his father and then agrees with whatever he has said. He said that I will take Sita back and then go back to Ayodhya. And Dasharatha and all the devatas bless him. And with that, all the devatas they return. So while they're returning, Indra says that Brahma and Indra, they says that what boon do you want, because you have done such a favor for us, what boon you want? And Rama says that at all times make sure that I will be adhering to virtues, and I will let me be invincible in respect of all the enemies who are there. Let me be invincible. So they bless him with that. And Sita also blesses Hanuman that as long as Rama's achievements are spoken by the people and there, then that long you will have uh, uh, celestial drinks and juices and things like that for you to consume. That means Hanumanta will live as long as that period. So Sita also blesses Hanuman at that time for the help he has done to uh, in rescuing her. So with that, Rama prepares to return to Ayodhya. All the devatas return back to where they came from, and then with that, Rama prepares to return to Ayodhya. He tells Matali, he thanks and he worships Matali for coming there and giving that chariot, and tells him to return. And with that, Matali also returns. And then Rama, ascending on that Pushpaka chariot, which Ravana was holding, he comes. He comes to Ayodhya along the way wherever he previously walked on the ground. He comes to southern shore, and there uh, he explains everything to Sita what they did, and then he goes to Kishkinda with Sugriva, and there he uh, after going to Kishkinda, there he places Angada as the prince regent. That means he is the Yuvaraja. He will become the next king of monkeys. Wali's son Angada becomes next king, and then after that he sends Hanuman to Ayodhya to learn what Bharata is thinking. Because it's been 14 years since Rama left Ayodhya, whether Bharata is now thinking he want to control the kingdom or whether he is ready to give it back to Rama, what he is doing, what his thoughts are. To learn that, he sends Hanuman, and learning that Bharata is still waiting for Rama to come back, Hanuman shares the good news about Rama's return. And with that, Rama comes back to Nandigrama where Bharata was staying, united with his brothers Bharata and Shatrughna, and then with Lakshmana they return to Ayodhya along with Sita. And then Vasishta, Vamadeva, and other rishis assemble. They give sovereignty of Ayodhya on the 8th Muhurta of the day on Shravana Nakshatra. They give that to Rama. So after installation was over, Rama, uh, Sugriva, Vibhishana, and everybody who came to Ayodhya, they all returned to their places. Rama, after displeasing all his friends, he became a little bit sorrowful because they all helped him so much in finding Sita. Rama returns Pushpaka chariot back to Kubera because Kubera took that chariot from Ravana. Sorry, Ravana took that chariot from Kubera previously. So he returns that chariot back to Kubera, and then with help from Vasishta, Rama performs many sacrifices, including 10 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yajna on the banks of Gomati River, and presents huge amount of uh, gifts and charity dana to Brahmanas. So, like this, Markandeya narrates the story of Rama and Sita. He explains that even that Rama, even though he was of huge energy, unimaginable amount of energy and strength, even he suffered a lot of calamity in consequence of living in the forest. So you do not grieve because of what's happening to you. He tells you this that do not grieve. You are just like Rama, you are on the virtuous path. So you do not practice any sinful activities. So all the devatas, including Indra, Asura, Indra, and everybody, uh, have gone in the path that taken by you. There is always this sadness, whatever you have. Uh, that don't worry about it. Don't think too much about this because those people who are virtuous, who go on this type of path, they are always supported. Just like Indra is supported by Marutas when he was killing Vritra and Nimuchi and others he was killing. At that time, he was supported by all the other devatas. Just like when Dhananjaya and Bhima go off uh, with their powers, and Nakula Sahadeva support him, there will be a lot of allies who's going to come and support you. So don't worry. And this Draupadi as well, having been possibly taken by Jayadratha, she is back with you. So just like Sita had to go through all that things, and Rama, after killing Ravana and things, rescued Sita, just like that, Draupadi will also find happiness with you. So don't worry about all this. And Markandeya concludes that story of Rama and Sita. He concludes that Vaishampayana narrating this story to Janameja, whatever that discussion took place between Yudhishthira and Markandeya, he explains that this is how Yudhishthira was comforted by Markandeya. And Yudhishthira, after this, listening to this, giving up all his sorrows, once more asked Markandeya. And what he asked, we'll see next. And Vaishampayana says that anyone listening to this story of Rama, which is sacred, they will be blessed with wealth, children, health, and there is no doubt about getting all those things. And listeners will have children's grandchildren, and finally, they will attain the world of Vishnu by reaching thereby in the golden chariot. They will reach that Vishnu Sadhu in the golden chariot. So Vaishampayana concludes, narrates the merit of listening to this Rama, sacred story of Rama and Sita. So after that, Yudhishthira once again asks, so with that, Rama's story finishes. So Yudhishthira again, once again asks Markandeya, saying that I do not grieve for the troubles I am going through, or I do not grieve for the troubles my brothers are going through, or the loss of kingdom, or the luxury, or whatever it is, but I grieve for this Drupada's daughter. So when we were in that dice game, it was Draupadi who rescued us. She's the one who rescued us because she was the one granted the Dhritarashtra, if you remember, Dhritarashtra granted boon to her. So she was the one who rescued, but she is the one again suffering again and again in that dice game series support, and now Jayadratha is did this, carried off her, forcibly carried her off. So still she of good conduct. She is such a chaste lady. Have you seen anybody ever as chaste as Draupadi, who is like Draupadi, was done, looked after her husbands, even with all the troubles and difficulties, who has gone through this? So Markandeya explains that now listen to the merit of these chaste ladies. So Yudhishthira, what has obtained by Savitri, I will tell you that story. So there was a Markandeya starts narrating this story of Savitri. There was a Madra king who was very pious. He was looking after well ministered by Brahmanas, and he was always kept in his promise. He was controlled of his senses, and always given a lot of dana in the sacrifices. He was always giving dana and was able to do that, and he was also loved by all his citizens and the population, entire population. His name was Ashwapati, and he was on looking after the welfare of everybody. He was very truthful in his speech and subdued in his senses without, but he did not have any children. As he got older, this is the only grief he had, that he did not have any children, and with the object of raising a children, he starts rigid vows, and he goes on fasting, having in brahmacharya mode. He goes to brahmacharya mode of life, restraining complete all his senses, and then he goes daily offering 10,000 times fire sacrifices, oblations. In that, he starts offering and then reciting the mantra of Savitri. So Gayatri mantra, he starts offering that. With that, he starts with mantra of Savitri, he starts 10,000 oblations every day, and he used to eat only once at the end of the day. Like that, he did for 18 years, he practiced such a vow. And then on the 18th year, Devi Savitri became very pleased. And she comes from that fire and she asks him, I'm very gratified, very pleased with what you have done with your brahmacharya practices, your purity, self-restraint, your observing of these vows, and whatever you have done, fasting and everything. I'm very pleased with that. Ask a boon. What you want? Tell me what you want. As long as it is virtuous, whatever you are asking is virtuous, ask for that. So do not disregard the virtue when you ask, because when you ask, you have to be virtuous. You should be thinking about the virtue in your mind. So Ashwapati says that I have done all this with only one desire of having, that is having lot of children. So if you are pleased with me, so then give me lots of hundreds of children. Okay. So Savitri saying this, listening this, she says that uh, so again, he asks for lots of hundreds of children's worthy of my race, and then Savitri listening to this, I knew this intention what you are going to ask. So, but I have spoken to Brahma about this previously, and with Brahma's favor, you are going to have a daughter. one daughter. You are going to have one daughter. Don't ask anything more and why and what and more, because you ask for a lot of children, sons uh, who will continue your race. But I'm giving you, where giving Brahma is said, you will have one daughter. So don't ask anything more. With that, Ashwapati accepted that and he returned to his capital. And with that, he was returned to his city and then he started ruling righteously, continued to rule his kingdom. After some time, his eldest queen, she was blessed with a daughter. And that daughter, uh, the princess of Malava, that queen, she uh, gave birth to a daughter who was that daughter because she was blessed. She was born, that daughter was born after pleasing Devi Savitri. Ashwapati named this his daughter also as Savitri. So Brahmanas named her as Savitri itself. And that daughter Savitri started growing like Lakshmi herself, and she came to maidenhood age, and that she was very slender in waist, ample hips, and she was looking very beautiful. People thought uh, we have received a goddess here, and her eyes are like lotus leaves. She is such a splendor. She is such a shining, and she is such good looking, like Lakshmi herself. And that daughter Savitri, as she once, what happened was on a festival day, she went to a, she asked Brahmanas to do uh, some homa and things, oblations, fire sacrifices. And after that, she took that prasad from there, some flowers, and she got that flowers and came to her father. And Ashwapati, seeing her, she and came to her father and gave that flower to her father. Ashwapati, looking at her, thinks that this daughter has come age of marriage, so I should start looking at her marriage. But he was worried that nobody came looking for her because she was so beautiful. All the all the men were scared because she was such a beautiful lady. Nobody asked for her hand. So Ashwapati, what he does is he tells Savitri that time has come to give you in marriage, but nobody asking for your hand. So you go and find yourself a husband who is of your qualities. So you go and find somebody, and when you find him, come and tell me, and I will do all the checks, and then after that, we will decide on the marriage. He says that a father who does not give away his daughter comes to disgrace, and he will be disgraced by that. Similarly, a husband who does not know wife's season, he will meet with disgrace. Similarly, a son who does not worship, protect his mother and uh, uh, mother when her husband is dead, that is, when his father is died, he suffers a disgrace. So, like that, I don't want to face that disgrace of not giving you away. So, go and search a husband yourself. And having said that, Savitri bashfully, she becomes shy, but she agrees. And with counselors and brahmanas, she rides on a chariot and she leaves the city looking for a husband. So we take a pause there and we will look at what Savitri does next time. Any